change the plans for today. Wanted to clean up that tractor some more yet. But yesterday my cousin Kurt called and said he needed a hand. So I asked him, well, with what? He said he needs our expertise on knocking down a silo. So we volunteered to go help. So we're gonna go do that. I wouldn't say we're experts on it because we knocked down one silo before, about 12 years ago. We used to have one in the middle of our yard. So we kind of know what we're doing. We watch videos on it, but usually the videos don't go well. But no, it's a 35-foot silo or something like that, so it's not super big. He just has to take a look at it, see what we think he wants it to go a certain way. So we'll go over there and pound some staves out and see if we can't wreck anything too bad. There's nothing really in the way. If it goes the one way, there's a shed there, but there is a well. The well's there, so we don't want it to go that way. We want it to go the other way. So yeah, we're gonna go do that today. And then hopefully that shouldn't take too long. He's got a majority of it pounded out already. It's just the last few feet to knock before she tips, it sounds like. So we're gonna go head over there now.
How big a gap do you think he needs?
Well, with that gap, it is going to fall.
Yeah.
Does your video camera do time lapse? No.
Put it on normal.
What?
Put it on normal and just set it on the truck right there.
Your video camera? I don't know that I want to sit here. I don't know that I want to sit here. I was gonna say I'm not feeling super comfortable here. It's probably inside. I didn't touch it.
Where's Travis going?
To get another camera.
Better hurry up, it won't be long.
He's going to be the last one to do this because he's faster than I am.
I think that skid loader come from that side, knocked them last couple out. See, so close. I think it's going to flop when it goes.
Well, she's all yours, Travis. I'm going to go widen their side out a little more. Every once in a while you see them on TikTok, they freaking fall and their hole isn't big enough.
Yep, and it stays crooked.
Then what do you do?
Then you call Annie Petron and say, hey, I got a job for you.
I'll give you a case of McGoden.
Hang on, Travis. The whole thing wobbles. It might go.
About 10 feet off of that.
Are you ready to like run?
Always ready to run. Feels like it wants to come. This is angled.
Yeah, that cow yard is angled.
If you push on top, I think it would go.
Well, when I was hitting it, that sucker.
That was wobbling like an old lady. One more, then give it a push.
Go on the north side and push it this way.
Yeah, that was shaking a lot when you hit it before.
One more.
How fast are you?
What's faster?
So maybe not one more.
I suppose them doors are the strongest part over there.
Probably.
I take one out and then run.
Boy doesn't want to go. Well, you're not halfway yet.
No, halfway.
I'd say you got about 5 more to go before you're halfway.
Kenny's turn.
The Richie didn't survive.
Hey, my water didn't make it.
It was froze up anyhow.
Well, your new post is good.
New water.
That one shot.
That one there was a piece of shit anyways. It always froze up. Otherwise I would have took it out. Yeah, that sucker didn't go where I wanted it to.
That whole side was cracking so bad I wanted to come this way.
Didn't tip it. Just
Well, this ain't too bad though.
Water just stay away from my
one
new
old
stuff.
water, so we don't use it anyway.
Actually, we haven't had cattle on this side for probably 5 years. That didn't take much to push.
No, when he pushed that second last time, both things were very like it was ready to. Really quit.
Now I got a mess.
Yeah, you do.
Actually, it didn't all just
Is it on?
crumble down into. Actually, I'm kind of glad the top stayed on.
Well, what was it? Tornado took it down or
Yep.
something, right?
That was in 1981,
Took down a shed?
or a dairy barn.
What was it? Kenny was in the barn when it happened.
Yep.
He jumped in the gutter.
Dove for cover.
A tornado?
Yeah, end of March, middle of March, 1981. I was freaking 2.5 years old, 3 years old.
They have milk cows again or no?
No,
That was the end of it.
they never rebuilt it. No, they put up that shed back there and this little calf barn here, and they started raising beef, or they got beef cows in. No, well, Mom and Dad just put up the chicken barn a couple of years before that, so they didn't want to rebuild.
So that chicken barn went up in the late 70s?
79.
That's 42 years old.
Yes. Actually 43, 44. Yeah. These rings are holding this together.
Shotgun. Some pigeons.
22, 17.
Yeah. You got a chipper one.
How did that? Chipper? Oh.
Big cable. I never seen a big use.
This looks like a fun job.
Oh, yeah. You got all there.
Good winter project.
Put all these walls and you know, for half the spring. You go
Yeah.
on top, you go back.
Yeah.
You got like this right here.
Trav said that, or Kurt said this used to be, is this where your milking barn was?
Oh,
Right on that side.
Themselves.
And what happened?
Tornado.
Right, went through.
And you were in it?
Yep.
And then what?
Those, I was telling Steve, those shorter stalls there, that's what saved me.
Why?
Because they stayed right like that, and the hay barn, the barn came down, but it stayed up on them stanchions there. The other side we had regular stanchions in the old barn. They're tall. They collapsed.
So where'd you hide?
Right.
Like between them?
No, I just happened to be like stall in the gutter, right by the gutter. I was gonna jump in the gutter if it was full of shit.
Yeah, I heard you did. I didn't know you guys.
Yeah,
back
a lot of
then.
people said I didn't because it was full of shit yet.
Because Leonard lost the barn at the same time, and a guy by Breathlin jumped in the gutter to save himself. That was him.
What year was that?
March of 81.
Yeah, I was young yet.
I was pregnant with Miss.
And it was a winter like this. We never had snow,
Really?
warm. People were chisel plowing in February.
It was frosty. I remember
And then we had a
a lot of fog.
March, whatever.
How many
25th,
cows did you guys milk then?
25.
And then that was your last day? You were done?
No, we took them to the neighbor, 3-4 miles here, Pops. What's his name? Robert Pops. We took the cows there because he was empty. And we milked there for a month and tour, and then we sold them.
Interesting.
We were, I don't know. Well, I already had the chicken barn, and it was a lot of work with cows and chickens.
I mean, you had the
We were
pigs. Yeah.
picking eggs by hand.
Well, that barn was just going up too then, right?
Chicken.
Well, here's a chicken barn.
No,
79.
79.
That went down too with the storm.
No.
The rafters, isn't it?
No, went down and the year it was built.
High winds.
70.
Your barn went down the year it was built?
It wasn't even built. It was
Oh,
framed.
got it.
No steel on it.
Actually, the chicken barn wasn't on that side that the electrical wires were underneath the poles.
Well,
Lifted that.
from this storm.
Yeah, from this one.
It raised the roof a little bit. The poles shifted on the other end. I had to straighten them all out, get them back on the beam. But there, some of them were almost fell off.
Yeah. It was-
All right, so we are at Trav's aunt and uncle's house. They took down their silo and wanted some help. His cousin kind of built a device to break it down. It was, so he used pallet forks. And then ratchet strapped a highline pole onto it, and it actually worked pretty well. The plan was to fall that way, but it fell this way. So if Trav was initially just beating on it with a big jackhammer, so if he would have, or Trav was initially beating on it with a big hammer, so, and he was doing it like right kind of on this side. So if he would have, it actually really came directly back at him. But it was, this one, I asked them, they said it was a 35-foot one, so not huge. Not, I know some were 80. It wasn't that big, but they said basically just kind of an eyesore at this point. They hadn't used it in 20 plus years. It was a home for pigeons. There's a bunch of bullet holes in it. They said they'd sit in the yard and shoot at pigeons, but so they wanted it down. We kind of came out to help. He did destroy one of his little watering areas, but that'll be an easy fix. He didn't want to wreck his new fence, and he didn't. But now they have yard cleanup, but it went down pretty good, pretty easy. hammered on it for a while, rammed into it with his homemade device here, and kind of took care of it. Now he said he'll spend the next few days in a Bobcat getting it cleaned up, get everything hauled out of here, and then the next thing to come down is kind of the silo house. That's what they called it. It's just the silo room. It's connected to one of their sheds, so he said he's just gonna rip it all down, maybe put some new steel siding on that side, clean it up a little bit, and then this whole area will be just cleaned up a whole bunch. It'll look nice. But it's been, I don't know, probably 15 years since I've seen a silo go down. So Trav said when he was coming over here, I'm like, well, I kind of want to go with, I want to watch. But it went down a lot smoother than I anticipated, and it wasn't such a tall one, so it wasn't too big of a deal, but I got it done.
Well, pretty attractive, I guess. I don't know, that shit in the ground. That is